out of Liberia by sharing their successes, challenges, entrepreneur endeavors, and much more with the intent to inspire upcoming changemakers. The 1847 show also promotes the Liberian culture by creating a space for individuals to learn the history of our nation, to find solutions to problems that affect us today. For this and much more, stay tuned for all things Liberian. We'll be right back after this short break.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. I'm not talking about one person, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper ghost. Hey, Mama Liberia, I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. You ain't got the power to do it, man, you are lifted. See your children, look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African war best, the first female president. Plus so fresh. We get lawyer, doctor, we get engineer. In our school, we get qualified teacher. Teaching there 24 hours safe drinking water, we get current.
You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Hello, I'm Miss Edna, Brain Ambassador, Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.
Welcome back. You're watching the 1847 show, and this is season 1, episode 2, which is part of our series called Social Entrepreneurs. This series highlights the efforts of changemakers who have found innovative solutions to solving social problems that affect our nation. And during this interview today, you're going to find out just how our guest has been able to do that. Our guest today is Mr. Leo Tiah, who is the Executive Director of the Youth Network for Positive Change, or UNETPO. Mr. Tiah is best known for his enduring efforts to promote youth empowerment across Liberia. But before we start talking all things Liberian, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment on the stream to stay engaged. And now we're going to introduce our guest, Mr. Leo Tiah. Hello, sir. How are you? Can you hear me? Hello? How is your day going? You might be muted if you're speaking. Can you hear me? Okay. No, I still can't hear you. Okay, let's see here. Let's take a short break. Can you? Yeah, I'm still not able to hear you. Well, I'll take a short break and we'll be right back, guys. Got to figure out some technical difficulties right here. 1 second.
Hello, my name is Grace Joma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Genesis Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Hello, I'm Miss Edna, brand ambassador, Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hail, Liberia hail. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. And I'm talking about one person, all of us. History said you've been the cornerstone of Africa. You've been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper ghost. Hey, Mama Liberia, I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. We got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children there. Look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African war best, the first female president. plus. So fresh. We get lawyer, doctor, we get engineer. In our school, we get qualified teacher. Teaching there 24 hours, safe drinking water, we get current.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Thanks for hanging in there. We just had a little technical difficulty, but again, our guest today is Mr. Leo Tiah, who is the Executive Director of the Youth Network for Positive Change, or for short, UNETPO. So we're going to bring him back online and go right into our questions. Mr. Leo, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello? Are you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you're speaking, I still can't hear you. Do you have a microphone connected or something, or a headphones? Because I'm still not hearing you. Yes, still not hearing you. Can you hear me now? Hello, guys. So again, we're still having some connectivity issues. So hang in there for us. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Grace Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Genesis Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things like you. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things like you.
Hello, I'm Miss Edna, brand ambassador, Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.
Hey, can you hear me now? Hello? And ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the reason we have this show. You know, the internet in Liberia sometimes is not the greatest. So hopefully we can get change makers on board who can help in that regard. We do have a series coming up that will be mostly about technology in the future. So hopefully there are plans and the work to give us better internet. But yes, Mr. Leo, are you able to hear me? What's crazy is right before all of this, we did a pre-setup and I could hear him just fine. So I'm not sure what's happening now. All right. Try speaking and see if we can hear you. Hello? All right, guys. I'm gonna try to call him and see. The internet connection from his end looks really bad, so it could be part of the reason. But hang in there for us. He's gonna try to rejoin. So let's take a little short break, and we'll be right back. Thank you, guys.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. And I'm talking about one person, all of us. History said you've been the cornerstone of Africa. You've been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper ghost. Hey, Mama Liberia. I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. We ain't got the power to do it, man. You are living.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the 1847 show, and I'm your host, Prince Larmy Jarbo. This is season 1, episode 2, under the series called Social Entrepreneur. So with us today, we have Mr. Leo Tiah, who is the founder and executive director of the Youth Network for Positive Change. We have had some internet connectivity issues. However, can you hear me now, Mr. Tiah? So we might be having some enemy of progress watching this because again the setup was just fine and I could hear him just fine. So let's see if we can get this fixed. All right. Hello, can you hear me, sir? All right. So he just dropped off the call. And so today, basically, some of the things that we're going to be talking about, he runs a youth organization called the Youth Network for Positive Change. And that organization basically is helping to, better the Liberian youth in every possible way. So from education, from, advocacy, from social engagement, all those things. And today we're just going to have him talk a little bit about his vision, what he's doing, what he's done, and see how we can not just get him to tell his story and promote that as well, but also, get people to be inspired, because that's the main vision behind this show, is to use the stories of people who have gone ahead to inspire people who are still trying to, start their journey or even take that first step. So he is very much motivated. He's been in the business for over 14 years, and he runs an organization that is quite established, and they have works with the U.S. aid and so many other institutions, including my own institution, Project Change International. So it's been a privilege to even have him accept our invitation today. We've just been having a little bit of technical difficulty. However, like change makers, all we need to do is find a solution, and we will succumb whatever the issue is. We have no problem with challenges, right? It's the mindset that really matters when you're in the midst of something, when it's not going your way, which is what we're in when it comes to being a Liberian. We're in the midst of a country that we do not necessarily enjoy or want to be a part of, but it's still our responsibilities to find those identify those solutions, and then and be able to act on those. But yes, so not to keep talking, I'm gonna go on a short break. Looks like he's back now. Let's test it one more time. Um, can you hear me? Just wave your hand if you can hear me. Wave your hand if you can hear me before I connect you on the big screen. All right, so it seems like you can hear me now. Can you go ahead and say something? Say something.
Yes. Hi. Hi. How are you?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, like I said, we probably had some
Hi. How are you, Prince?
enemies of progress watching the show. So I pray to God that it all works out now, that the internet behaves. But the first question I have for you here is, your organization has been around since 2014 and completed over 20 projects. What would you say led to this success?
Wow, that's great. I'm so excited, and first of all, and to be on this platform, and the Nepo success is based in the strength of a team of young people that are motivated to a cause that has to do with creating positive impacts in communities to help young people realize their full potential. So all of what we have achieved, it is the basic effort of all of the young people that works in UNEPO at volunteers and give that time, their resources, and everything to what we have achieved. So in this manner, to answer that question bluntly, I would say congratulations to all of the volunteers that have made us to achieve this success so far.
Awesome, awesome. So, of course, you've been in operation since 2014. And one thing I know for sure is that with any journey, there come challenges. So, what challenges has your team encountered, and what specific leadership traits did you have to utilize to lead your team in those difficult times?
Thank you. Challenges are so many, and they will always exist. But getting along the journey from the very beginning, the challenges have been so many. Some of the challenges that we have had over the past time is that from the inception stages, we had a challenge of securing an office space. And for a non-for-profit organization like ours and like any other non-for-profit organization, you have to have a presence that people can walk up to your office, that partners can reach out to you to engage. It was a challenge from the beginning. The next thing that was a major challenge is the issue of resource mobilization. Resource mobilization has been a challenge from the beginning, and even today it's still a challenge, but at a different level. So the two key challenges was very, 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 you know, um, enemy to our progress, I would say, in my own way. But what we did to overcome our challenges is just simple. We work together as a team to make sure that no matter what it costs us, no matter what it takes, we will try to maintain what we call an office space. Even if it will cost us to go out of our comfort zone, to go within our personal covers, to raise money on our own to rent an office space, we saw it to be the best option at the time. When it comes to resource mobilization, we decided to take off our sleeves. Whether you are an executive director, whether you are a program manager, no matter what, whether you are a board member, we all decided to raise funding for UNEPO to ensure that if we are going outside to raise money from people, we should firstly be a contributor to our own cause. So we decided to raise money in ourselves as an organization and then reach out to people through what we call the $1 campaign. So through the $1 campaign, we were able to raise a lot of money to be able to sponsor some of our projects, some of our programs, and some of our initiatives, and to also help honorize some costs associated with running the day-to-day affairs of your NEPO. So those ones are there are many challenges, but those were the two key main ones.
Okay. So a lot of how you were able to succumb those challenges seems like they all had to do with kind of putting service before yourself, right? The needs of your organization, the needs of your mission, and the country at large before what you do. And a part of it is just sacrifices, just doing things that might not be so comfortable, but that are absolutely necessary. So from the very beginning, are you the office space that you guys were in? Are you still in the same office space, or now that you have gathered some partnerships, are you able to be in a bigger space, or has it always been the same space?
Oh well, we have tremendously progressed from one level to another. Like in during the inception stages, we were co-sharing a space with an organization that decided later on to volunteer the space to us, like to give it to us to use. So at the time, we were in two rooms and we had a conference room, make it three. But now, later on, we transitioned to a one room apartment. And now, today, we are in a full fledged building that is a one-story building. And then we have four rooms to our advantage for office space and including conference room. And is situated within a compound where we have four different civil society organizations occupying. So it's a civil society space. So I can freely say that we have over the past time, been able to overcome this challenge in this manner, because where we are now is very spacious, and we have all of our people have their space, and where they can freely sit and do what they're supposed to do to ensure that we impact the community that we serve.
Awesome. And having a place to call your own and being able to do your daily work, I can only imagine how much more impact that has on accomplishing your vision. That's awesome. So your operations team today has over 10 individuals, and some of which are on a salary and some of them are not. So how was your organization able to accomplish such a milestone to have people being paid as a nonprofit where you're not expecting any income on a regular basis?
Well, like I will always say, I think as take me for this on this platform. I think I have the best staff in the world. I would say the best staff in the world, because all of those that today call staff, they were volunteers. Back then, where they were 100% volunteer without any volunteer how to run them. They were just volunteering their services for free rather. But today, you know we can have people that are on payroll, and right now we only have one volunteer within our organization, and our staff capacity right now is at 28. We drop a bit due to donor concern and demand. So we were at 32, and then we are currently at 28. But then to answer your question straightforward is that what has helped us is that we decided not to quit on our resource mobilization. And our strategies include so many. One of our strategies that have been able to succeed is that we always write when we have or when we see a call for proposal or call for application that has to do with grant. We don't relent. Even if it would take us to write 100 proposals in a month, our team is willing to do that. And the reason we are willing to do that, because we have this belief that if we can submit 100 proposals, of those 100 proposals, we are very confident that at least one will be selected.
Yes. That's awesome. That's awesome. That goes to show the work ethics of the people that you work with. And I'm sure you have a huge part to play in that, being the leader of the organization as well. So, like you said, you have a lot of proposals that you write, which in turn, over the years, you probably have, been granted a couple grants, right? So with having several donors and partners, how does your organization secure those funding, like with just by not, not just by applying for them, but like what happens when you get a funding, but it's not a reoccurring funding, and you need a different type of funds for a different project? How do you go back to the same vendor or grantor and say, hey, we need more money for a different project? How do you ensure that you can continue those partnerships?
Okay, so one thing we do is that we know that uh, every grant has a lifespan, and that lifespan may be 6 months, maybe 1 month, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. So, from our experience with our donors and partners, is that over the time, like since 2021, we've been implementing on the HIV and AIDS program called EPIC Project, supported by USAID. So that grant is a 1 year grant, but then it is renewable, and it should be ending in 2024. So what we've done to know that we have to do a matching now because they are our biggest donor currently. So what we have in place is that since we know that we have this grant and then they are our biggest grant and they constitute most of our staff in terms of salaries and whatsoever. So we have already started the process of securing another grant for another partner that should, in case this project elapsed, this another project is available to continue what the other project started in terms of our staffing. Then also projects and programs are coinciding with our core thematic area as an organization. We are in education, health, good governance, and climate change. So what we do, we make sure that each thematic area at least have a rolling project always. So that means that because some projects are short term and some may not be scaled up for additional funding. So what we do then, we move to the next donor, we move to the next space, we move to the next opportunity. So is if we cannot secure additional funding from you, then we have to move to the next donor to tell him, hey, we've been doing this on this partner or on this donor, but they have ran out of funding or they're not willing to support this anymore. So because of that, we are requesting that you please support now. We want to scale up based on our achievement in this project. We want to scale up this project to another level. I'll give you one example. Like we recently closed up on the Empowering Girls for the Future program that is being supported by Plan International. So what we're doing now, Plan is not giving us an additional funding for this project. So right now we have already started engaging the EJS Foundation, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Foundation,
Correct.
and this project coincide with their programs and thematic focus. So we've already started engaging them. Then we are also engaging other international partners to say, hey, we have achieved a lot on this project and we still want to continue and scale up. So can you please come in and support? So with that, if we're able to secure a partnership, then we continue from there again with another one. So that's our own strategy in terms of ensuring our programs are sustained and maintained.
Okay. Has there been a time where the timelines doesn't always work out, where you're not able to leave one funding to another immediately, that you had to, there's a gap in between that you have to wait, and what impact did that have on your mission?
Yeah, obviously, there have been times where things don't really play out the way we want or the way we wish for it to go. So, with that, what we've always maintained is that we have tried our best to ensure that we keep engaging with the project. Take for example, if we had this project and then the project have closed from the donor funding, we still engage with the beneficiary to ensure that if not 100%, even if it is 10% of what the project is supposed to do in terms of its activities or impact, we continue with those activities to ensure that we keep rolling things out. So that gave our donor that our donor the idea that this project is now a dead project that we are about to go and wake up. It's a project that is living, but then it is moving at a slower pace. So because of that, we can come in to be able to ensure that the pace speed up and meet up with what it should be. So, but actually, there have been times where we have not had project or we have not had a donor to continue for another donor. Yeah. But what we would do at our level is continue to engage. So if There are meetings that we organize on this project, and it's closed now. We keep on organizing those meetings.
Okay. There are a couple people in the comments, some of which are your follower, and then we just want to show them here. So we have what's his name? James L. Saki. He says, I'm here with you. This is coming from your page that we're sharing it with, just so you know. And then we have another guy, but this is from our pages, saying that he's watching from my Gibi County. And this is just the impact that we wish to have with the show, in terms of reaching all of Liberia, being for all of Liberians. Um, but going back to your organization, you did mention your programs and some of the things that you do, trying to have several programs, at least one program going at all times under your thematic areas. So, what thematic area does your program, the internship program that you're trying to establish, what does that fall underneath? And then tell us a little bit about that internship program where you're trying to partner with other nonprofit organizations to give students during the vacation time the opportunity to be able to get experience or hands-on job experience. Um, just go ahead and talk a little bit about that and what the thematic area is.
So basically, uh, the YEP program, which is a youth empowerment program, is basically on our educational agenda in terms of our educational thematic area. So it's for on education of the four thematic areas that we have. So basically, the YEP program is is something that we decided to introduce. We've actually been piloting it for some time now. Like normally, what we do since 2018, we take interns to come at UNEPO from various schools, universities, colleges, and high schools to come and intern for a specific period of time at UNEPO, and then you go back to your institution. Because there's a challenge in our community that a lot of young students or young people don't have job experience, and so it serves as a barrier when it comes to getting a job in Liberia. The job space is already tight. Then most employers ask for 3 to 5 year work experience. So with that, we've decided to introduce this program with our partners. So what the program intends to achieve is basically to give students, especially universitarian and high school graduates, the opportunity to intern at an institution, and then they have the job on experience at least, and then they also learn a lot of new things that can prop up to what they've already attained professionally to be able to fit into the job market. The one key challenges we also identify is that a lot of young people, even universitarian, they don't have basic computer literacy skills. And so this is one of the things that we're going to be focusing on with our partnering institution to ensure that when an intern is being placed at your institution, they have the opportunity to be able to have basic computer skills or learn basic computer skill with your institution or within your institution over the period of the internship. So that helps the student or that helps the person if they get out into the job market, they are much fit in terms of that area, and then coaching them and mentoring them on job interview, on how to write an application, and all of those things, coupled with them getting on-site experience as it relates to the job, that will better prepare young people for the future that they want. So year program is centered around that, and that's why we are working with our partners to make sure that we try to introduce formally the first official cohort of this program that will have young people from universities and high schools participating and be able to learn and share and have that experience so that when they are writing and applying for job, the issue of job experience won't be a challenge. The issue of having basic computer skills will also not be a challenge. So that's why we are going to partners that also have the capacity to be able to take interns. Because not every organization they have the capacity to do so. So we are reaching out to people that have the capacity so that we will be able to have the impact that we want. So yep, it's a big program and we are so passionate about it and we hope to achieve all of the objectives of the YEP program.
Okay, what are some of those partners that you're trying to establish this program around? Like if you want to name any partners that you are already working with to establish this program that people can go to do their internships. Can you hear me? All right. Well, we're already about to take a short break anyway, so we're going to go ahead and take a break and then be right back. But you've been watching the 1847 show, and I'm your host, Prince Larmy Jarbo, and this is season 1, episode 2. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Lucky ball. I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. I'm not talking about one person, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper coast. Hey, Mama Liberia. I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. We got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children, look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African war best, the first female president. Plus, so fresh. We get lawyer, doctor, we get engineer. In our school, we get qualified teacher teaching them 24 hours.
Hello, my name is Grace Choma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Genesis Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Hello, I'm Miss Edna, brand ambassador, Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.
Lucky ball. I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the 1847 show, and I'm your host, Prince Larmy Jarbo. And this, again, is season 1, episode 2, which is part of our series called Social Entrepreneurs. This series highlights the efforts of changemakers who have found innovative solutions to solving social problems that affect our nation. Our social entrepreneur today is no one else but Mr. Leo Tiah, who is the executive director of UNEDPO, which is the Youth Network for Positive Change. So far, we've discussed his vision of the organization, things that they have achieved, and much more. And the interview still has a part to go. And before we do, please hang in there. We're still trying to get him on board, and we'll go right into the questions.
Hello, my name is Grace Choma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Janice Smith. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
All right, welcome back, guys. So, Mr. Leo, I believe you're there. If you can hear me, please go ahead and wave your hand. But we're going to go right back into the questions. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? How is it now? Can you hear me? Well, speak about challenges, right? So we've had a lot of internet issues today. And then for those of you who are still hanging around, we appreciate you. As soon as we can, we'll go right into the second portion of the show, which is finishing up with the questions and giving Mr. Leo an opportunity to just tell us about what he does, and in hopes that those that are watching can be motivated and inspired to do more than just being, average Liberians, because Liberia needs all of us. And the soonest we can, know that and learn that and know how to apply it ourselves, the better it is for not just us, but our country as a whole. So, Mr. Leo, can you hear me now? Yes, I can see your lips moving, but I'm still not hearing any audio. Can you hear me?
Are you getting me now?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I'm getting you.
Okay, so let's go right back into the question. So we've talked a lot about,
You
donor.
have me mute.
Oh, he just went off the line. Give us a second, guys. We'll be right back. What's interesting is, if this was my first time to being disappointed, then this will all be shocking. But it's not my first time being disappointed by the internet in Liberia or internet anywhere in general. So we're good. We're good. We'll adapt and conquer. But anyways, if you're watching from anywhere, thanks for joining us. This is episode 2 of the season 1, which is highlighting the efforts of change makers all around Liberia. However, the show is not just limited to people who are in Liberia. Upcoming, we'll also have people outside of Liberia that are doing great things to help promote our country. So if you know any of those people, or if you think that someone is doing great and we need to highlight their efforts on the show, feel free to either email us 1847, the 1847 show at Pro Change in Liberia, or you can also just go on our social media pages and send us a direct message, or just through Messenger, whatever works for you. But we do want to capture all those people that are doing great things for our nation, and not just benefiting themselves, but also benefiting their communities. Mr. Leo, if you're back, just wave your hand so I know you can hear me, and then I'll put you back on board. Can you hear me? Just wave your hand, please. All right. All right, Mr. Leo. So go ahead. Are you able to hear me now? Hello? Yes, you can speak. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? I'm not hearing any audio. Mm-mm-mm. Still not hearing any audio. Let's see here. And it says your internet connection looks fine, so I'm not sure what the issue is. Can you hear me?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. And I'm talking about one person, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper goes. Hey, Mama Liberia, I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. We got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children there. Look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African war best, the first female president. Plus so fresh. We get lawyer, doctor, we get engineer. In our school, we get qualified teacher teaching there 24 hours safety.
Hello, my name is Grace Choma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Genesis Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
All right, welcome back. Mr. Leo, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello? I see your lips moving, but I can't hear any audio. Hello, can you hear me? I don't think he's muted, Mr. McCaw. I don't think he's muted. I just think the internet is so bad that the audio is lagging and it's not catching up with the video. I am hearing him click. He's clicking his computer. I can hear that, but I don't know why his audio is not coming in. But anyway, thanks for coming and joining us on board. Actually, Mr. McCarr is going to be our next, not immediate next, but after next week, he's going to be the follow-up guest. So thanks for joining us and trying to follow the show as well. Look forward to sharing your story and what you're doing with Lift Africa, which is another nonprofit organization that's helping do a lot of great work for the youth of Liberia, not just in Montserrat. They're very much engaged outside of Montserrat. So thank you, sir, for joining us. And yes, we hope to get the internet working here and get you guys going on with your day. We do have a couple more questions left, and you don't want to miss out on those. So hang in there for us until he's able to join again. We'll go ahead and take a little short commercial break, and we'll be right back. Thank you, guys.
Hello, my name is Grace Joma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Genesis Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Hello, I'm Miss Edna, brand ambassador, Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Sorry about the interruptions. It looked like our guest has been able to switch to his phone. So, Mr. Leo, can you hear me? Just wave your hand. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and bring him back on board and continue with the questions. For those of you, thank you for being patient. Just hanging in there. We will get that internet problem in Liberia fixed. Not sure how exactly, but remember, we have change makers from all around and all different careers. So that is something we'll work on. But yes, Mr. Leo, are you there? Can you wave your hand, please, so I can turn you on? Can you hear me? Hello? Mr. Leo, are you there? Can you hear me? I'm just trying to wait for him to turn, see that he can hear me, and then I'll turn him on so you guys can go ahead into the questions. We have about probably half the questions left. All right. So we just lost him. Give us a second. He's going to rejoin here shortly. Today is not one of the greatest days, but we'll still make this happen. Life still continues in the midst of challenges. Can you hear me now? Please wave your hand. All right. So it seems like you can hear me. I'm going to go ahead and add him back to the interview. All right. Yes. I hear you now. How is
I'm so sorry. Like I said, I don't know. Today is a bad day in terms of the internet here.
it's
Yeah,
fine
but
as long
glad
as
to
you
be
can hear.
back.
Yes, yes. So we're just going to kick it off since we're running a little late on time. We're just going to kick it off where we left off. So we talk a lot about the donors that you guys have worked with and the partnership that you've been able to secure. And one of those partnerships I want you to talk about is that you were able to invite the youngest, Africa's youngest lawmaker. So how was your institution able to do it, and why did you feel the need to bring that individual from, I believe, Kenya to Liberia?
All right, thank you, and thank you so much again. We always love to do things differently, and sometimes we strategize how to do things differently. So what we did to get Honorary Jai to Liberia for the IR Conference 2022 was that we got in touch online, and then we started talking from one point to another. And looking at, he's a very young person. He's 26, and getting elected to the level of the parliament. And he made a history in his country. He was the first youngest at that age to have been elected to that position. And looking at Liberia context, where a lot of young people feel too young to vie for big position within our governing space, and even starting something like what we are doing, like UNEPO, starting an organization, young people see it to be something very big that it has to do with older ones. So we decided to get in touch with him to come to Liberia, to reach out to young people in Liberia, to tell them that if he can do it in Gambia,
Okay.
Liberians, like any other young person, can also do it in Liberia. Any other person, even in Sierra Leone, in Ghana, can also do it. So that's why we did not only bring people from Liberia together, but we brought people from other countries.
Well, the internet is all right. So his internet got a little bad again. But if you're watching and you have any questions for Mr. Leo, you can put them in the comments and we'll try to inject them if the internet permits into the interview. But for now, there is an upcoming conference for his organization, UNEDPO, and I'm going to display the banner here. So this is the business, of course, this is a platform to do so. We do not charge you any money as long as it's something that is advancing your community, advancing the interest of Liberia. We're more than willing to help you support that. Now, that's very broad, right? What is the interest of Liberia? Well, if it's positive and if it's related to Liberia, if you're a Liberian, then it is advancing the interest of Liberia. So reach out to us and we will be more than happy to let you know. But one of the things we're going to go over today is his favorite quote, which reads and is by Lucky Dube. I believe he's a musician. So the quote says, "Be good to people you meet on your way up the ladder because you will meet them on your way down." So basically, we're going to have him give his perspective on that. Why is that his favorite quote? And just what and how does that make him be a better person? So from just reading that quote, it just tells me, hey, life is not static, so you need to make sure that you're nice to everyone. You make sure that you are, polite, you're respectful, and no matter how much money you have, it's not always about money. It's not always about your status, your social status. Make sure that you're nice to everyone, you're respectable of everyone, because even the person selling in the market today could literally be your boss tomorrow. Life can change, things happen. Even if they're not your boss, they still need respect. So be nice to everyone, not because they're rich or because they have some form of authority over your life or your situation, but just be respectful, be mindful. And yeah, so we'll have him explain a bit about what that means to him, and then we're going to just close it up. But next week, we're going to be having Miss Pauline Gata, who is the founder and executive director of the Girls Health Alliance. So she is very much excited, and so are we here at the show, trying to advance what she's doing. She's very much a social entrepreneur. She also has a different segment of the business called the Girls Health Kit, where they sell basically women hygiene materials at a very affordable rate. But the cool thing about those materials is that it's being innovated by Liberians. So take, for example, the pads that the women use when they're on their periods. That is a reusable pad that is being made in Liberia for a very affordable rate. And then within the kit also comes different hygiene materials, like I said, so soap, a toothbrush, and so on. So if you haven't heard about the Girl Health Alliance or you're interested in those kits, of course, we're going to talk more next week when she's on the show. But for now, you can always check out her page, check out the page for the business, and you can get yourself some of those kits. We have been able to partner with her in terms of buying some kits and having another organization donate those kits to people in need. So you're more than willing to, if you're willing, you're more than able to do that yourself. The kits are very cheap, very, very affordable. And we're still not able to get Mr. Leo back on board. But if you guys are watching, to stay engaged, you can share any thoughts, any questions, any things we need to learn from this, or things that we can improve on to make sure this doesn't happen again. But one of the ways we're going to make sure, hey, as far as the internet, we're going to have a specific portion where a studio in Liberia where people will go to that will most likely the internet there. We have a little bit more control over it and know when it's not going to be good. So that way we can avoid situations like this. But hey, until then, things happens and we'll adjust. But Mr. Leo is doing his best to rejoin the show. And thank you guys for hanging in there and watching with us as well. So we'll take a short break and I'll try to reach out to him. But until then, stay engaged. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments. So we'll be right back, guys.
Hello, my name is Grace Joma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Janice's Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Ambassador Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. And I'm talking about one person, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper ghost. Hey, Mama Liberia, I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. We got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children there. Look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African war best, the first female president. Plus, so fresh. We get lawyer, doctor, we get engineer. In our school, we get qualified teacher teaching there 24 hours safe drinking water. We get current.
Hello, my name is Grace Choma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Genesis Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Hello, I'm Miss Edna, brand ambassador Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hill, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. I'm not talking about one person, all of us. History said you been the cornerstone of Africa. You been a safe place when the free slave came back to Africa. That green pepper ghost. Hey, Mama Liberia. I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. You ain't got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children there. Look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African war best, the first female president. Plus, so French. We get lawyer, doctor, we get engineer. In our school, we get qualified teacher. Teaching there 24 hours a drinking water. We get current.
Hello, my name is Grace Chomababa, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Genesis Snacks. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Hello, I'm Miss Edna, brand ambassador, Peace TV. Are you in search of an online TV to screen your programs live? Or are you worried about your friends and loved ones not being able to see or witness your program? No worries, because Peace TV got you covered. We at Peace TV help your loved ones and friends to see features of your programs on all social media platforms. Our services are of good qualities and very affordable. We render the following services: still pictures, video promotion, talk show hosting, live wedding coverage, funeral services, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Book us today and have a memorable experience, because at Peace TV, we are the beacon to the public.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Sincere apologies for the delay. Our guest, unfortunately, is still not back yet. At this point, maybe his battery died due to the huge consumption of power. But anyways, thank you for hanging in and thank you for watching. Unfortunately, we've passed the time. Usually the show is an hour or less. We typically aim for 45 minutes, but since we've passed the time until he rejoins now, we're going to end this show and look forward to the next show, which is going to be featuring, like I said, Miss Pauline Gata. So thank you for watching, and this has been the 1847 show. I was your host, Prince Lamin Jabo, and this was season 1, episode 2, which is part of our series called Social Entrepreneurs. To watch the upcoming episodes, please don't forget to follow our social media pages. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So please follow us. We do have more content coming up, things that you will be interested in. So just to explain a little bit about the format of the show is we have each series has 4 interviews. And at the end of those 4 interviews, we bring those 4 individuals back together to have a dialogue. So we will have a session in February where all the 4 people that we've interviewed in the month of January to just dialogue and talk about things that are pertinent to their sector. So the sector and the discussion that we're having here today is social entrepreneurship. So use that time for them to network with each other, maybe give each other advice of things that they can, they're struggling with and challenges they're having. And then also at the end of that discussion, we're going to go into a Jeopardy game called, just about the history of our country as a way to learn where we came from and how we can use that information to better where we're going. And then the winner from that show, which is one of the 4 individuals, will be given the opportunity to win a cash prize of 50 United States dollars. They can either choose to donate that money to their institution, have the show donate the money to their institution, or they can choose to have the money be donated to another business or a nonprofit organization. But that is the prize for winning the show. And within that Jeopardy game, not only are we going to discuss the history of Liberia, we're also going to talk about, whatever specific topic, which, like I said, in the next one will be on feminism. So we'll have a little pop quiz on feminism as well. Very exciting stuff. And once the dialogue episode is done in February, we'll go into what we call the Music Fest. So our Music Fest is another way we celebrate our culture by celebrating arts and craft in Liberia. So music is a form of art. So we're going to be listening to different Liberian music for the first episode. We're going to do just early music from the 2000s that, we all can resonate with. We all have watched and have seen. But those songs are going to be basically things that, when you hear, you go, oh, wow, I remember. It brings back memories and stuff. But I look forward to that. And that is going to be for 2 episodes. So it's going to go from the 2nd week of February to the 3rd week. And then we're going to recycle back into the interviews, which that section now is not going to be on social entrepreneur anymore. That series will talk about just entrepreneurship. So people who are business owners, but really do not have a social cause that they're trying to aim or target. But we're all looking forward to that. And it's really exciting. There are a lot of business people that are doing great things, helping to empower their communities by creating job opportunities. So very exciting stuff. And we look forward to that. We have some well-known people that are going to be coming on the show. But thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for joining us today. Unfortunately, we have not been able to conclude the interview with Mr. Tiah just because of the internet connection. We will try to see maybe we can squeeze him in at another time, but we're pretty much booked until March. March is all booked up as of now. So hopefully in the dialogue, he talks a bit more about his organization and what they're doing. But yeah, thank you for hanging in there. This has been the 1847 show. I'm your host, Prince Larmin Jarbo. You've watched season 1, episode 2. Until next time, follow us and have a good rest of your day. Stay blessed. God bless you and God bless Mama Liberia. Thank you for watching.
Lucky ball. I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. Listen. Mama Liberia, you will rise again. And more your friend and you will shine again. Yeah. Nobody will look down on you again. I prophesy to you, you will regain your dignity again. All hail, Liberia hill. Red, white, and blue is where I represent for sure. This rural land of liberty shall long be for all of us. I'm not talking about one person, all of us. History said you've been the cornerstone of Africa. You've been a safe place when the free slave give back to Africa. That green pepper goes. Hey, Mama Liberia, I can't wait to see you taking over Africa. You ain't got the power to do it, man. You are lifted. See your children, look at how they gifted. You gave birth to the first African war best, the first female president. Plus, so fresh. We get lawyer, doctor, we get engineer. In our school, we get qualified teacher. Teaching them 24 hours, every water, we get